in here and in Israel and in Europe. And if you remember, my mother, she's a little old lady, and she was an old lady. That's true. And I remember, and after a while, it happened more times than I can remember. And it was always fun. Debbie, my sister, we used to laugh over it. And someone would meet her, and then a month or two later, because your mom was a very remarkable person, And a month or two later, he says, "This is amazing. Do you know what you have?" I say, "Yeah, I have an idea, but it just takes a little while." I want to conclude with another source I saw, not in a sefer, but a book out of a sefer, an unusual sefer called the Osios Rabbi Kiva. It's an old work, and there he taught. And ordinarily I wouldn't know what it means, but based on what I've been talking about and contemplating, I think I have an idea what it means. It's a very unusual sefer. It talks about different letters and the alphabet and so forth, the Osios Rabbi Kiva. And when it talks about Zion, so it says that God has a lot of keys. A key of life, a key of death, a key of childhood, a key of this, And one of them is the key to Gehenna. Right? The Yesh Lo Mafteach Shel Gehenna. So, what do you want a key to Gehenna? The answer is if you're in hell, you want to get out. It's the key to get out. So what's the key to get out? That for a certain type of amen that a person recites, if you say amen, gets you out of Gehenna. How so? When the Rishonim say amen, when they're in Gehenna, it gets them out. There's a long description of it. God will sit and give a whole drasha in the heavenly yeshiva, and when he gets to a certain point, then they'll give a klap. Zerubbabel will stand up there, as in like we do today, and recite a Rabban Kaddish, as we would call it, okay? And this is a Kaddish that will resound all over the world. You can look at it later, anybody wants to see it inside. And it'll be heard, not only all over the world, but it'll even be heard in Gehenna. And even listen closely to what he said. It said even the Rishi Yisrael, even those Jews who find themselves in Gehenna, and even those who are not Jewish, who for one reason or another find themselves in Gehenna, when they will say Amen, Yeheshmei Rabbi, that's really what it means. They said, well, God's name should be exalted and glorified. That gets them out of Gehenna. And there's a whole description how they take them out, and they wash their clothes, and they present them in front of the heavenly throne, and they're admitted to heaven. And he even quotes there at the end. He says that the two angels, they completely rehabilitate them. They give them a medical cure, and they give them new clothes and all that sort of things, and present them for the heavenly throne. Shenemar, Kohanecha Hashem Elokim Yilbashu Teshuvah v'Chazidecha Yismechu B'Tov. Your Kohanim, those who serve you, O Lord, Yilbashu Teshuvah, will be clothed in salvation. They'll be saved. V'Chazidecha Yismechu Tov. Kohanecha Elu Tzadikim V'Solam. They're the Goyim. The people who will be taken out of here and taken from Gehenna and put into heaven are Tzadikim V'Solam. Kagan this man Asrias Chaverov, the Chasidecha Rishi Yisrael, and the word Chasidim referred to the Jews, and so on and so forth. It's a nice marriage, What does it mean? To me, it means that you find somebody when they're in a Gehenna, and they say Amen Yeheshmei Rabba. When you find someone who finds himself in a life situation in which they are in hell, because the world is turned upside down. There are places and times when the whole world is not a heaven, it's a Gehenna. And then the question is, how do you conduct yourself under those circumstances? Do you do the right thing or do you do the wrong thing? Do you make these choices or do you make those? And if you find people, Jewish or not Jewish, that's what it says, who sanctify God's name and act in the right way, that itself gets them out of that act that they performed in Gehenna puts them in Gan Eden.